What's up, everybody? As some of you might know, I just recently announced that I finally am ready for pre-order with the No Bullshit Guide to Military Life, How to Build Wealth, Get Promoted, and Achieve Greatness. And I wanted to share with you a bunch of the stuff that I've learned about writing a book because a few different people asked me. So here we go. All right, the first, and this is just going to be 5 simple bullet points. The first is that writing a book is hard, right? Like, that's the hard part. I averaged 1,000 words a day, which is advice from a friend. Just say you're going to write 1,000 words a day, 1,000 words a day, 1,000 words a day. It doesn't know if it matters what you're going to write about, but you just got to write 1,000 words a day. And then as much as writing is the hard part, editing is the longest piece of the puzzle. This book was probably done about a year ago, but between editing and audiobook and audio editing and everything else, just now getting ready to launch. So editing between developmental editing, which I did 2 runs of, and then proofreading, which I did a run of. It takes a long time if you want to get it done right, and believe me, 100% worthwhile to do it right, because man, if I hadn't done that, this book would be a train wreck. Thank you, Kaylee, for the wonderful editing and for the proofreading as well, and for everybody else that was involved in this. I also hired a coach, like a self-publishing coach, and she was amazing because I wouldn't know what to do with half this crap without her. So definitely recommend that if you're going to do this, work with people who've done it before, hire somebody, pay the money. It's totally worth it to have somebody walk you through everything. Otherwise, I would not be getting this published right now. All right. Number 2. Well, I already kind of touched on this. Make sure you hire a developmental editor and proofreader, but also a cover design company and formatting company. I mean, this is way better than anything I would have been able to develop on my own. I am not this artistic. I think this turned out really nice, this cover. I've had really good feedback on it already. And so definitely work with another company for that. And then formatting, because I didn't realize how different the formats were for different types of books, right? So number 3 is the audiobook is probably the most expensive part. It cost me more than the entire physical book production. Audio engineering cost me more than anything else in the book combined, I believe, and but it was totally worth it, because when you guys listen to the audiobook, which is how I listen to most books and how more and more people are listening to books or reading books, the audiobook turned out super good. And I did narrate the entire thing, sitting here with this in my you're listening to the... No, I use my normal voice. It's me talking into the microphone, making sure I enunciate, and I had to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, there's a towel over the inlet fan up there, and I bought like a soundproofing bar for that, and I had to like... The audiobook picks up way more than a podcast does. So while this room is totally fine for podcasting and normal audio stuff, the actual audiobook was picking up all kinds of extra crap. So I definitely had to like change some stuff up and make sure, like, if someone started a load of laundry, I had to stop, or run the dishwasher downstairs. I mean, it's very sensitive, right? Next thing is that it's going to take a long time to publish, like longer than you think, repeatedly longer than you think. I thought this would be out last year, and then I thought it would be out in February. And then, like, if you were to go through my journals, you would say, book published by no later than, boom, and then it shifted. And then no later than, boom, and then it shifted. And then no later than, boom, and then it shifted. You get the idea. It just continually shifted later and later and later. It is what it is, right? So definitely just know that it's going to take a lot longer than you think to write a book and get it published if you want to do it right. And then number 5, and this probably doesn't even need to be said, but getting it done and getting that first copy in your hand. These don't smell like cool, old school, good books. Maybe the hard copies will. But getting it printed and in your hands, oh my gosh, it feels so good. I mean, so cool. Totally worth it. Huge accomplishment. Absolutely willing to do it. Or happy I did it. Obviously, I was willing to do it. I did it. But if you're thinking about writing a book, you should. I think a lot of people think about writing a book and just never do it. So if you're thinking about it, absolutely do it. Hit me up. You know, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll start a Military Millionaire publishing wing, and we'll become like Rich Dad Poor Dad for military bubbas, and we'll just have a whole slew of books. I don't know what that would look like. I just thought of that. It's a cool idea. I guess the only way that'll ever happen is if a million people reach out to me with great ideas. But still cool. This is not the only book I'm ever going to write. Definitely have other plans for other books, but I definitely think that you owe it to yourself, if you have an idea, to at least look into it. What I would do is I would sit down with a pad of like yellow legal paper and a pen at like a nice quiet park and just write out everything that you can think of for outline ideas. and then go back to it a week later. Just don't touch it, and go back to it a week later. Cross stuff out, write new stuff in, bounce it off some friends if it's a nonfiction book to see if you're missing anything, and then just start writing. 1,000 words a day. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you start at the beginning, doesn't matter if you start at the end. In fact, I didn't do the introduction until after the whole book was written, and then I did the resources page and the acknowledgments and stuff like that after the fact. So this is the down and dirty, short and sweet, what it's like writing a book, a few things I learned, the 5 things I learned writing a book, and yeah, I look forward to telling you guys more.